You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Jeannie. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's House of Lies After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's House of Lies After Show.
Yeah.
Hey. Right. It's on. Everybody, this is House of Lies. We are in the season finale. Very bittersweet. We've been going hard on this show, and I'm so excited to see how it ended, but I'm sad that it's ending, and we have to wait for a whole nother season. But anyway, that's just me talking. I have my lovely co-host, Yael Tygiel, in the building.
Who are you?
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
who
you.
are you?
Thank you. My name is Lem Gonsalves, and I'm happy to be here. And I've been gone for the last 2 weeks, but I'm back. Thank you very much. Yael.
Hi, I'm Yael Tygiel.
And in the booth, on the ones and twos, also part of the show, y'all give it up for Roya, Taheri.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes.
How are you doing? See, that's a fun thing. I have control over the mic and the cameras, and I could just stay on me all night.
We could just see you dancing from
I
over
know,
here.
it's crazy.
It's like you're dancing like Roscoe.
Oh man, it's awesome. So anyway, we're gonna talk about we're gonna get like a breakdown as we always do. We're gonna talk about Lex and Roscoe and how that I'm excited how that happened. Jeannie and Marty, and of course we're gonna talk about the FBI.
Yeah.
Kaan and Associates. Dun 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 dun. We knew it was coming. It happened. Very emotional. But yeah, the name of this episode is Joshua.
Right.
And I think a very fitting name as those of you who don't know, Joshua is a character in the Bible, and just kind of a brief synopsis. He was part of the Israelites that were going to the Promised Land. Moses was leading them, and then Moses, was disobedient to an order God said. So then he basically was able to see the Promised Land, but was not able to go in it.
I have seen the Promised Land.
Yes, exactly. And so Joshua ended up taking them into the Promised Land. So based on this episode, that's what happened. So
Yeah.
I think it was very fitting. And we're going into, what did you say, Passover?
We're going to Passover. Anybody
Right.
who's confused about when this story takes place, you should be checking out The Prince of Egypt.
There
yeah,
it
that
is.
movie.
That movie's
The
dope.
cartoon?
Yeah, the cartoon.
Yeah.
With
That's good.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, with Whitney. She's in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made
Whitney
the
Houston,
song.
Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston.
Right.
Yes.
That's
When You
Mariah Carey's in
Believe.
They did the song.
The duet. You don't remember that? When you be.
Yeah, that
I'm
song.
not gonna sing it.
Anyway.
But yeah. Anyway. So Lex and Roscoe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them.
Oh, I'm glad that we concluded that. I was really worried we weren't going to see.
Was it concluded?
I think so. You don't think so?
I think it can definitely be brought back, but I'm saying I'm really glad that we at least we got some sort of closure on the relationship, I want to say. Like, I was worried that last time we saw Lex, that was the last time we saw Lex. And I really like the character of Lex, even though in this episode specifically, Lex was a B word.
Right. But which has kind of been the same way the whole
Right.
time.
But I mean, in this episode, it was very... Lex was very emotion driven and was acting out in a very obnoxious way, more so than in the past. Like in the past, Lex was just rude. And this time I think Lex took it too far. And I like that we got to see Lex again. I like that we got to see Roscoe maturing and figuring out how to deal with that relationship. I agree with Roya that Lex might be back, and I'd love to see that, especially if Lex can also mature and they can get back together, because I liked them together when Lex wasn't being a bad influence and rude.
Well, here's my opinion on it.
I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think of when Lex kissed the kid?
Coltrane?
Coltrane, yeah.
I think it was a move basically trying to punk Roscoe. I think it was the same move that she did when they were in the battle, the dance battle. And she was trying to call Roscoe out. It's like saying, "Oh, you going to dance? What you going to do?" I think it was the same thing. I mean, that's her MO. She tries to like hurt you before you hurt me because she's a hurting individual. My opinion on it is that I was glad that it happened the way it happened, because Marty was trying to tell Roscoe, look, this is not good for you. had the moment when,
Yeah.
Roscoe was drunk and he cried on his dad's shoulder, like, kind of like, I understand what you're saying. But then, of course, Roscoe is, we'll just say he's in love or whatever. This is, he really cares for, you know what I'm saying, Lex. So he still wanted to see if there was something there. And so, of course, he was against it. And then, of course, Marty's dad is like, oh, well, I think, should write it out. Let it see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. He was able to see basically what I think Marty was trying to show him, that Lex is not good for him.
Right.
I don't mean to call you out on something,
Okay.
but I'm gonna call you out.
But you're gonna call me out.
Roscoe didn't have an issue with Lex when they were drunk. It was after, when they were crimping.
Yes.
I'm sorry, white girl, as you can tell by my dance move. That was when Lex was pushing Roscoe. It was in that scene that it made
So they
Roscoe
weren't.
start crying when he went back to Marty.
Ah, okay.
'Cause,
Okay.
Roscoe threw up in his designer bag.
Right. I remember that. Yes. Yes. You are
So
correct.
I wasn't trying to like call you out. I'm just
No,
None of
we
that
got
was
to
correct.
state the facts. That's what it was. Bottom line is, I think it shows that Marty was right.
Yeah,
and
of
that's
course.
the where I see it. That's where I have the closure, is that Marty was right in that situation. But I'm also going to agree with Roya, because Roya's the bomb, and that it could have Lex can come back.
Yeah, and I would
think.
love Lex to come back. I think what was happening in this episode again is Lex is struggling with their own identity, and Roscoe is struggling with his own identity, and the situation is that Lex has always been jealous of Coltrane. We saw it before in that episode that we were talking about with the crumping before. And so Lex was trying to be like, what is, I feel like Lex was calling out, hey, Roscoe, I like you. You clearly like Coltrane more than me or whatever.
Right.
It's probably because Coltrane is a bio boy. Like, that's what I think is the situation. That's what I was reading in Lex's behavior.
In his behavior. Bottom line is, I personally don't think Lex is good for Roscoe, just at end of story. I don't know how you feel, but that's my thing. And I'm with Marty as far as like, stay away. This, he keeps getting hurt by her. So why are you still going around? You know what I'm saying?
My only feeling is that Lex will be better for Roscoe when Lex gets their own it together.
Okay.
when Lex figures out who Lex
Lex
is,
is. Who
I
Lex
think
is.
that will make it better for both of them.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
And sure, but we could say that about anything. I think it's just a matter of, they're both teenagers. They're both finding themselves as individuals anyway, which
Yeah.
teenagers go through. So I think they should be apart. And then if Lex does get her ish together, then yeah, come back when they're adults or whatever. But at the end of the day, right now, I think Roscoe's a good kid.
Yeah.
And I think that Lex is tainting Roscoe, because if you notice, in that end scene, when Roscoe goes and he's, it's his debut, he's about to crump, he's about to put it down, Lex is nowhere around.
Yeah.
And I think he had the liberty to basically do what he did and show his skills and what he was able to do, because Lex was not around holding him back. Bottom line.
Agreed.
Bam. You agree with me?
Yeah.
All right.
You know whose relationship I don't want to see end?
What's that?
Marty and Jeannie.
Oh, gosh.
So sad.
Oh, can we just, I'm just so conflicted all over the place with Jeannie and Marty. I was watching last episode and them getting together. I was so happy, because I was hoping it was going to happen, because Jeannie had been kind of punishing him the whole time. They get together. It seems open with them together, and just kind of like, in after, sex mode, and the morning after, and fixing breakfast, and he's egg whites, and very particular. I love that, but I don't know. Did you see the hammer coming? Did you see the hammer coming?
I knew that they were never going to be able to be happy, and it sucks, because I want them happy.
Really?
I want Marty and Jeannie together. I want it to work. I think together they're this evil team partnership,
Right.
and they would take over. Like
The world?
The world. Kaan Associates, with Jeannie and Marty dating, doing it, and running the business together. That is a terrifying force to reckon with.
And that's a series finale.
Yup.
That is a serious finale.
That's going to be the greatest series finale ever.
So, Roya, what do you think? What is your opinion on the situation?
Of them being
Of
together.
them being together, and then kind of, do you think that they could exist as a couple, or do you think that what happened with the end of the season should have happened?
What I think doesn't matter. It's what I want that matters.
Oh,
I
Yep.
want Marty
okay.
and Jeannie to actually
Work it
get
out.
together.
Yeah.
And stay together. But it's one of those series where it won't happen until the series is actually coming to an end. It's like Superman, like Clark Kent and
Right.
Lois Lane. it's not going to happen for a long, long time.
Right. That's an interesting point. And I think just, I agree with you in that I do want them to get together or want them to be together, excuse me. But I think because of, they both are type A personality, they both are very driven people. And typically when you have two people with those same focus and same drives, they can't complement each other.
Well, look at what happened with Monica.
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
No, but Monica's also crazy. Like, let's keep it real. Monica's crazy.
But she also is that driven, type A, bossy personality.
Crazy person.
Yeah. Marty's a little crazy too. Not I get what you're saying. I'm not saying she's not off her rocker.
Right.
But
Monica's relationship with Marty is completely different than Jeannie, because even in the beginning of the series, it explains Marty and Monica's relationship and how it started when they were in like business school and like still trying to figure out, and she got pregnant. Right. And it's just kind of one of those storylines.
I'm just saying that I think it's never, like, their personalities might not ever work out, even though that's what I want.
You go back to your corner. We had this issue last week. She was all against Jeannie and Marty, and I wanted her to go into the corner. You should be in this corner booth, not me.
You're right. Let me run the booth.
Trade places. Yeah.
What does this button do?
Right. Exactly. Oh, we're canceled.
And yeah, we're done.
Right. I'm just gonna go on record by saying I really want them to be together. I know that it can't be, and again, because Roya's the bomb, I'm going to agree with her in the sense that it's probably going to be a series finale type thing.
I don't know if y'all saw this, but she just gave me the big old loser.
I don't know what you're talking about.
More importantly, when are you going to agree with me, Lem?
I'm going to,
when you're right.
When you say,
Good
when
point,
you say
Lem.
something that I want to agree with, I'm just saying.
Next.
Okay, whatever. Well,
the big bomb.
Let's talk about the big major point of this issue.
Well, I think before we hit the big bomb, I think what we can agree on is that iTunes is the bomb.
Yeah, we can.
Can we agree on that?
Of course we can.
I think we can agree on that. Yeah, all right.
We're all in agreement.
We're all in agreement for iTunes. So, iTunes. We are a podcast that here at AfterBuzz TV, over 70 shows. You can download them for free on iTunes. We're in several countries. It's amazing. What else can you say about iTunes, Yael?
I could say that the only way we're found on iTunes is when our fans rate and review us.
Yes.
So the only way that we can keep doing what we're doing, and we clearly enjoy it because we're having too much fun yelling at each other. The only way we can continue doing this is if you rate and review us, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
5 stars.
That's what we need. If you really like us, 5 stars. If you don't, 4 stars. Like, we get it.
I would say if you like us or not, give us 5 stars. Because we deserve 5 stars.
Sure.
Because we're all the bomb.
Yes.
Yes, and House of Lies is the bomb.
House of Lies is the bomb,
yes.
And we want to keep doing this.
Yes.
So help us out, guys.
Let's do it. So we were talking about the bomb. Dum, 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 dum. I don't know if we have bomb music, but explosion.
Bomb music?
Weirdo.
Right. There we go. That's what I wanted.
That's bomb music?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So
All right,
FBI.
ready? Let's do this again. One more time. Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Oh, you're going to say something first?
No, I'm ready for it. There it is.
Okay.
Can we do dramatic squirrel?
You can do the look.
Yes.
Yeah. I love dramatic squirrel.
Let's get
yeah.
I was so excited.
Yeah. So anyway, FBI, Kaan Associates. We saw it coming in the preview for last week. It happened swift. I was I was focused on Jeannie the whole time because knowing that she was the benefactor of this happening, I kept looking at her and kind of seeing her reaction and everything. And I really felt bad for her because, she did this, but she didn't mean it for it to happen this way, but it happened. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it was obvious that it was going to happen and ruin everything she had worked for.
Right.
As soon as she spoke to Samantha, who got a name.
Yes.
Her DOJ friend finally got a name, Samantha, which would have been helpful to know in the last episodes.
But it's fine.
Anyway.
We got it right
now. We have a name to the face that we don't like.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was obvious that not obvious, but it was very clear from the moment that she spoke to Samantha that it was going to work against her favor.
Right.
It was clear that they were going to come in and F her over.
Right.
I'm all about censoring my words today. And it was scary and suspenseful. And I did not expect her to reveal it. I expected it to come out a different way, like someone else to figure it out and tell Marty before she did.
Before she outed herself.
Yeah. I definitely thought Samantha would come in and be like, well, you can thank Jeannie.
Right.
Well, she kind of did.
Yeah, but she had just told him.
That's afterwards. Yeah,
she had just told him, and then
they
told her that she's skating free or whatever.
All I gotta say, go ahead.
I really wanted Jeannie to tell Marty at the restaurant. I think that would have made everything a little bit better.
Do you think so though?
Well, it'd be better to be up front than to be keeping it inside.
Right. Well, I think I think that it would have been better for her to tell him personally, like them two,
Yeah.
whether it was at the restaurant or something else
before
everybody was there, because it was a benefactor between them two. You know, this is a product, and she says it clearly because he's like, "What do you want? What did you want, Jeannie? What did you want?" And he walks out, and she says, "You." Because it was really all
killed me.
That was like I did have a tear in my heart for that moment, because honestly that's all she wanted, and that's all he wanted. And he finally said, I love you last week, which was amazing. And I love that because I'm all about love, as you guys know. So but the fact that this massive problem happened that caused it to what they had that short period of time, and he kind of called it. If you think about it, he predicted it, even though he said he was joking when they were at dinner, and he was like, "Oh, this was the shortest relationship ever."
Oh, dude, he had dreams about it.
Yeah.
Remember the earthquake and the Jeannie with the gun.
That's
and
right.
Like the whole dream sequence. It kind of came back. In utter way.
No, that is a good point.
She got the smoking gun.
Nice.
Done. But yeah, that's a great point, Roya, because he foreshadowed it, dreamt about it.
He knew that it was going to happen.
He knew it was something, and it was almost like they can't be happy together. Like almost like, they finally got to the point where they both, acknowledge their feelings, and then boom, the hammer comes down. So it's almost like the universe does not want them to be together, which sucks because
Superman.
Well, me and Roya want them to be together. I don't know what you want.
So here's what
y'all wants hate. That's what she wants.
You want hate the world?
Here's what I think, guys.
Tell us what you think.
So at the end, when Marty says to Jeannie, I taught you too well. You out-Martied Marty Kaan. And that was the moment when I realized that he really can't blame her, because he has always been this manipulative businessman. He trained her to be his protege. She wanted to be his equal and his partner, and she is. He would have done, if it wasn't her, if it was anyone else, if it was Doug or Clyde, he would have done the same thing.
But do you think he would have done the same thing to Jeannie? Like if the roles were reversed, he was in Jeannie's position and Jeannie was in Marty's position, would you think it would have gone down the same way?
I think it would have gone the same way because it was, again, unintentional. She did not intend to get him ousted. She didn't intend for him to go down. The intention was to get rid of Dala Hyde so that they could get a DOJ contract.
Right.
So I think he would have done, if everything was reversed, I think he would have done exactly the same thing.
So again, you're breeding hate, as we mentioned before, and you think that
I am not.
No, it's cool. It's cool. That's your point of view. You're the
4-star person,
right? Right. We're gonna get 4 stars because of Yael. So
I'm the person who would give us 4 stars.
Yes.
So okay. So I mean that brings a good point. So you say that you think if the roles were reversed. I personally think I see what you're saying as far as.
She didn't mean for it to end
that way. And yes, Marty is very manipulative. I do agree. And he's got over on other people in his area, his peers, whatever, to get to the top. And that's kind of like, what happens in that type of situation. It's a dog eat dog world. This is sales. This is, people trying to rise to the top and do what they got to do. However, my thing is, I think it goes back to the fact that she really had a way to get away from it. Like she didn't have to do it that way. And if you think about it, when Samantha, who we now know her name, which I think we're all in agreement, we don't like her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Samantha, when she was talking with Jeannie and she said, "Are you sure that you want to do it this way?" That should have been an indicator for her to be like, "No, I don't," and thinking about it. So I think in retrospect, and maybe she's beating herself up for it because of that, but I think that was a way for her to kind of not do it that way, because of the ramifications.
Here's the thing. If we look back at Colossal Foods, the first episode of this season, what was the deal? Is that Marty did something just as evil and manipulative when he went and leaked out that Monica was using the same old slides. Remember way back in the first episode, I stand by my statement that Marty would have done the same thing in her situation, and that he would have not been able to foresee these outcomes.
P.S. Karma's a biatch.
Yeah,
It is. And that's a good point. I think that's
boom.
The hammer comes down.
It's not that episode, damn you.
Right.
What is it?
Oh, the grenade. Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm just gonna go on record by saying that I think it's just messed up all the way around.
Oh yeah.
And then
no
I
one's
think,
disagreeing.
Right. And I think the dagger came down when Marty comes out of the office. And this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in this season, has he been this emotional before? Where he's like,
cried. He had a teardrop.
He did. And I don't remember him being this emotional at all this season. And I mean, do you remember anything?
In this entire season?
In this entire season. Do you remember an episode or anything where he came to that level? I don't think there was.
Well, yeah, but this episode not
What
only
about the series though?
no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this is a different kind of emotion if you think about it, because he's losing 2 of his babies.
Yeah.
He's losing his
Thank you.
company, and
that
he's
is a
also
good
losing
point.
Jeannie.
That is a good point.
And those are 2 things he kind of worked hard for Jeannie, but
he
those
worked
are
hard for
things-
Jeannie.
He did. He did.
So
I mean, he
those
just messed up along the way, but he still always wanted to be with her, bottom line.
I think the way he worked hard this season was for Jeannie specifically was because she had said I love you, and his response was Jesus Jeannie,
Right.
which obviously pissed her off. And then he spent this whole season working on trying to get it back so that
Right.
he could tell her that he loved her.
That's a good point.
Can I ask you guys a quick question?
Please.
What?
You're not gonna like this.
Okay, so someone made a comment on YouTube
Yeah.
in regards to all the characters and how this season has turned them into unlikable characters. Do you agree with that?
Wow, that's interesting.
That is a good question. I'll start, and I'll say that I don't think that they're unlikable. I think that they're more complex. That's my thing. I think that this season made the characters, especially with Jeannie, because I think she had, in my opinion, she had the biggest, overhaul. She had the biggest change. I think Clyde, Doug, I think they're kind of very similar, kind of the same stick with them. Marty did have some changes, but I think Jeannie definitely did an overhaul. But to me, it just made her a more complex character. And seeing it turn full circle with her, because I was a little afraid that she was going to stay in that B mode where she was like, I'm not giving Marty nothing. I'm taking over. If you come in here, I'm equal, all this kind of stuff, which she was giving to him. I'm glad it came full circle at the end. But I think it just made them more complex.
I think that Clyde and Doug are as unlikable as they've always been. I think Jeannie became this character that I loved in the episode Boom, for example. That's the one where she took down Gallweather.
Yes.
And that was awesome, where she was manipulative and doing things, and it worked out great. And the way she wanted it. So I loved that episode. I don't think she was less lovable there. Marty, I think, I wouldn't say I dislike him more, but I think that what I like the most about him is when he's doing the business manipulations, like with Colossal Foods and Free Range way back in the first episodes and in the previous seasons, where we see him do cool businessy, manipulations and strategery, as they say.
Okay. Interesting word.
Yeah. So I really like it. I liked him better then, but I don't think that he's not as lovable this season.
Okay. Interesting.
If that made any sense whatsoever.
Lots of sense.
Thanks.
4-star sense. Not 5-star. Roya, let's bring the question back to you. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think this season definitely brought the dark side of everybody, and it was nice to see that they all have dark sides and to see what they are capable of. But I don't like that includes everyone, like even Roscoe, Lex,
Right.
Like the grandpa. Oh, the grandpa didn't
Jeremiah?
really have a dark. Yeah, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah,
He didn't really have a dark side. Yeah, he was the only good side
He's
of the
got
entire
a
season.
sleazy side.
Yeah, he got down and dirty.
And
That's
I
Hey,
love
well,
it.
You can't be mad at him. If he can pull her, then hey, more power to him.
You know what I did like this season was I did really like seeing the Dushkin twins again.
drinking milk, by the way.
Yeah.
Organic milk.
They're
out of a carton.
They're so
ridiculous.
weird. They're so weird.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to see them again.
Yeah.
So then that leads me to another question for you guys.
Yes.
Do you think Kaan Associates will be able to recover those clients even though they already fired Marty? After all of this.
I
Another
don't know
good
if they're
question.
gonna.
I mean, I guess this kind of goes into predictions, but
Right.
this is not a prediction question.
Sure.
I don't know if I think they're going to be able to get those clients back, but I think without Marty and with Jeannie leading it, I think they're going to be able to get a lot more bigger clients. I wonder where that leaves Marty in terms of the business, because I know he can't be an advisor or counsel on the side. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. But yeah, I think they'll be able to get more of the bigger clients, not more bigger, but more larger.
Of the larger clients.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm going to say that I think it's definitely going to be a struggle for them without Marty at the helm. Obviously, Jeannie is good, and she would be, you know, the successor, so to speak, hence the term Joshua of the name of the episode. But I think she doesn't have the same wherewithal that Marty has. She doesn't have the same, she has drive, but Marty obviously is doing it. And I think it was great that he showed him that call when he was taking the call for that one.
With Jimmy.
Thank you. In regards to that. And Doug's like, I can't do that. You know, kind of just showing him like, this is why I'm in charge. That's how I took it. You know, this is why this is Kaan Associates, because I know how to do this. I know how to save face, all this kind of stuff. I can't see Jeannie doing that. And then also leading, you know, the rest of the, you know, Doug and the rest of the pod or the rest of the entire company like Marty could, you know, because of what he's able to do. I
think that a lot of the clients might not see Jeannie as the threatening and I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like they look at Marty and they respect him because he is so threatening and he's a great leader.
Right.
And I think Jeannie's going to have to work her butt off to get herself to a place where clients that she's never met respect her, take her seriously, and understand that she can get done what she says she can get done.
I have a question for both of you. Because you are women, do you think that
sorry
do you think that because Jeannie and Monica, we saw Monica kind of running her show for a while, even though again she's crazy, but do you think that because Jeannie is a woman, do you think that she would in the future, do you think that that would cause any problems with her being the leader of this company in regards to that?
Wow, I think Yael is the 4-star and you're the sexist.
No, I'm just asking a question.
It's true that you are sexist.
And I'm the bomb, apparently.
But I think that...
I'm kidding, Lem, you're not a sexist.
Thank you.
I think that question was... No, I'm kidding. I think that the show will make it an issue to address...
To address...
Yeah. Especially because... Jeannie is younger. She is female. She is also tiny. Kristen Bell is very petite.
Yeah.
So I think they will address the fact that she doesn't have the charisma that Marty has, and that a lot of CEOs and whatever won't take her as seriously. And I think it'll be a really interesting way to see it and show it, show the issue and discuss it and bring light to it. I think they'll do it just so that we can see it happen. I don't think it will actually be an issue. But for good TV, you need to do it.
You're going to have the drama. Yeah. Basically. Roya?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it because it'll be my prediction.
Oh, okay.
But before we get into predictions, real quick, I just want to make a real quick statement.
Yes.
I know you mentioned that the ending's very Joshua-like. For me, I kept getting the vibe of Breaking Bad, as though he buried something underneath the cactus, or like he had files. Like when he was driving off, that's what I thought he was doing. And then there was clothing missing.
Right.
And then there was a phone on the ground. I'm like, oh, this is not Breaking Bad.
No, but that would be such an interesting
like if he had files
twist
and
that he hid the secrets.
Yeah. So or if he did it a while ago and he just went back.
He just went back to go get it. Maybe. Well, speaking of, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to go there. You know, we see the end scene. You know, he leaves. He obviously, you know, lets the people know what's going on, and then sees what happened. He walks off, you know, in the desert. Basically, like you said, ties off, closes off. His phone is down there. What was your initial reaction when you saw that? And he's like looking over, you know, the landscape.
So I didn't realize the episode title. So I didn't catch that beautiful metaphor. But I thought it was him evaluating his life, evaluating what has happened, what is going to happen, and looking and trying to really find his path. That's what I saw.
Okay, perfect. So that is the time that we always have predictions. Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the light show. Yes.
It's a slow one, but it's going.
It's going. All right. So, Yael, this is the season finale. What are your predictions going into next season?
I think next season we're going to probably see a different love interest for Roscoe. If we ever get to Lex, it'll be not next season. It'll be in a few seasons. I think Marty is going to sit out for a while, and they're gonna. I think he's going to have a lawyer of some sort that finds a way to get him off, and then brings him back to Kaan Associates. I don't see, him staying out too long.
Okay, Roya.
I think it's going to be a big giant time gap, because Marty already shows them that, hey, this is how you recover your clients, and then they cover that for him to be able to be clear, he has to sign papers, and so I think that's going to cover that initial story, and it's going to jump ahead in a giant time gap where Jeannie's still running the place and owning it. And I think maybe Marty and Jeannie will be together and the roles will be just reversed, and Marty's not going to be happy.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that I'm almost with Roya on everything because, again, for the last time, she's the bomb. But I will say, just to add to that, I think that there's going to be a situation with Doug, because I like the turn that Doug made in this season. So I just think that in next season we're going to see more of Doug and more about what he's able to do as far as bringing to the table.
I like that. So you see more of Doug.
I do.
Yeah.
Exactly. On top of what you said.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is our show for today. We want to thank you for tuning in. This has been House of Lies. Oh my gosh, season finale. But we want to thank you for tuning in, always giving us our ratings, and make sure you bring us back or have us come join us when we're doing next season. Thank you very much.
Wait, where can we find you though?
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
Where can we
I don't
find
want
you
nobody to
during
find
the
me
season
nowhere.
hiatus?
Well, you can actually find me at the Poet Saint all day, every day, and that's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. What about you, Yael?
During the hiatus, you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv, and on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. Roya.
And guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Roya. That's HEYROYA.
All right. So again, make sure you come back with us next season for House of Lies, because it's going to be amazing. Good night.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.